I'd like to introduce you to my pet, Peeves.
What we need is a female victim of sudden death. Can you do it?
He's gone from here. The evil is gone.
We must create from the beginning things. Build up our own creature. Build it up from nothing.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It is entitled Naturam de Manto, roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What's up, horror freaks? I'm your undead horror guide, Boney Stiff, and welcome back to the Emporium of Dread.
Play with us.
Today I've got another fear-tastic episode of Horror on the Tube. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally finishing up that Season 1 Tales from the Crypt. So dust off your coffins and grab some popcorn, kick off those shoes, and let's go back to June of 1989 for the season finale of this HBO horror anthology series based on the classic EC comics.
Tales from the Crypt.
Before we dig up this creepy classic, I want to thank all of my fantastic horror freaks for helping me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. I'm completely blown away by the support you fleshy mortals have shown. I salute every one of you ghouls and freaks who keep tuning in and showing yours truly some love. And one more thing, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, so let me know what your favorite horror TV show or film is.
What's your favorite scary movie?
And remember, if you missed any of my other Season 1 breakdowns, I've got a Horror on the Tube playlist that you can binge till your heart's desire. I'll leave a link down in the description so you don't miss an episode. Now let's get our shovels out and get ready to dig into this horror TV classic. This episode's titled Collection Completed, based on the Vault of Horror number 25. This creepy tale follows an uptight elderly man named Jonas who is forced into retirement and discovers his wife Anita's obsession with adopting animals.
These are my friends.
Jonas decides to put these animals to use for a hobby of his own.
Here, kitty, kitty.
This episode was directed by Mary Lambert, known for her music video work with artists like Janet Jackson, Madonna, The Go-Go's, Chris Isaak, and Motley Crue. Her film credits include Pet Sematary Part 1 and 2, Urban Legends Bloody Mary, and several episodes of hit TV shows like The Blacklist, The Goldbergs, Law & Order SVU, and Arrow. But none of these come close to her magna opus, Megapython vs. Gatoroid. The episode was penned by A. Whitney Brown, also known for his work on Saturday Night Live, with co-writers Battle Davis and Randolph Davis. Emmet Walsh stars in this episode as Jonas. Known for a career spanning over 5 decades, Walsh left an indelible mark on Hollywood, with unforgettable roles in films like Blade Runner and Blood Simple. With over 200 credits to his name, Walsh's talent for portraying eccentric, layered characters made him a favorite among directors and audiences alike, securing his legacy as one of Hollywood's most distinctive character actors. Audra Lindley stars alongside Walsh as his wife Annette. Lindley shines in this episode, bringing warmth and complexity to her role, best known for her iconic portrayal of Mrs. Roper in the classic sitcom Three's Company. Lindley was loved for her comedic timing and her ability to add depth to her characters. With a career that spanned TV, film, and theater, she appeared in a wide range of roles, showcasing her versatility. Her work consistently demonstrated her knack for balancing humor with a genuine emotional core, making her an enduring presence in Hollywood. Alright, gather around, my fright-loving fiends, and prepare yourselves for a tale as twisted as a corpse in rigor mortis. Tonight's episode brings us Collection Completed, a macabre little morsel served freshly from the ghastly genius of the Tales from the Crypt crew. This story will take you through the creaky halls of domestic life and down into the dark, twisted cellar of obsession. So dim those lights, clutch your popcorn tight, and prepare for a grisly glimpse into one man's deadly retirement plan. We open up on a dark, stormy night where the lovely Anita is eagerly setting up a surprise party for her dear husband Jonas's retirement.
Ooh, it's almost time.
Everybody stay in the kitchen now, okay?
Anita hears some ruckus at the front door and tells everyone to get into position for Jonas's big moment. But to Anita's surprise, she opens the door and there's no Jonas, just some dirty old pussy looking for a place to dry off.
Oh, you poor little thing.
Anita, in her surprise, inadvertently slams the front door on poor old Jonas, leaving him standing at the front door like a fool.
You shut the door right on my face.
Jonas, you're home. Oh, we've been so excited all day waiting for you to get here.
And the hits just keep on coming for Jonas as he makes his way inside, trips over Annette's new feline friend, and takes a tumble to the floor.
Hold it, that thing get in here?
Let me help you up. Oh.
After Jonas gets himself up off the floor, he shows off his brand new retirement gift and then vents to Anita about being put out to pasture for being forced into retirement.
Proud to be put out to pasture. Day I hit 65, I'm out of there.
I mean, I do feel for the poor bastard. After working his fingers to the bone, what's he got to show for 47 years of blood, sweat, and tears? A lousy gold-plated hammer, a house that smells like dirty wet pussy, and a cat toy shoved up his ass.
I hate that. God damn your cats to hell!
Jonas then tells Anita she won't need that new cat to keep her company anymore now that he's going to be home with her all the time.
You won't be needing any animals. I'm going to be home all day. Right here, sharing our golden years together.
Jonas, tired after a hard day's work, skips out early on the party and heads to bed. And that's when we discover that the party guests were just a kitchen full of Anita's adopted pets. Sarah McLachlan would be so proud. The next morning, Jonas wakes up and sees he slept in and freaks out thinking he's going to be late for work until Anita reminds him that he doesn't work anymore.
Oh my God! Anita, what have you done? You turn off the alarm. I'm going to be late.
Late for what?
Later, we see Jonas is still trying to adjust to his new retirement lifestyle. But at this point, things are starting to get really out of hand.
I always take my bath at this time.
God damn it all. You have to make me say it, don't you? All right. I have to sit down. All right?
I mean, how's he supposed to shit in peace with an animal-hoarding wife looking over his shoulder? After dropping a deuce and getting cleaned up, Jonas takes a seat at the breakfast table, refreshed and ready to take on his newfound retirement life head-on. And things just keep getting worse for Jonas as he learns that juicy, sizzling steak he's been watching his dearly beloved cook him for breakfast wasn't for him after all. It was for the goddamn dog.
What the goddamn hell is going on? Are you running some kind of luxury resort for every flea-bitten parasite that trips across my doorstep? What's that dog eating? A steak?
And then there's the icing on the cake as Anita hands Jonas a bowl of oat bran for breakfast instead. Later down in the basement, Jonas is visited by his neighbor Roy, who brings him a model kit to work on now that he's got all this free time, but Jonas tells him he's got real work to do.
I've got real work to do, Roy. Pruning.
Then the two of them head on out to the backyard where Jonas brushes up on his gardening skills.
It's out of here, it's history!
And vents to Roy about Anita's weird obsession with animals, where Jonas learns his wife's always been fucking crazy and he's just been too busy at work to notice.
He's been that way since anybody in the neighborhood could remember. It's funny you wouldn't know.
But Roy tells Jonas that he shouldn't be worrying about it, and maybe he should try working on that model kit he brought him, or at least find a hobby he might enjoy. But Jonas, he's not having any of it. Later, after a hard afternoon's work, Jonas settles into the kitchen to enjoy a nice tuna sandwich made with love by his sweet wife.
Nita, this is cat food.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Then, to make matters worse, Jonas sees another flea-ridden mutt as it makes its way into the house. Then Anita tells Jonas that the dog's name is Jonas, and she named him that because he reminded her of him.
Sorry. Well, he reminded me of you.
Geez, talk about kicking a man when he's down. Then later, poor old Jonas is starting to come down with a cold, but never fear. Good old Anita comes to his rescue with some medicine that she's hidden a brownie.
I am not an animal. I am a human being.
That's right, take your medicine, Jonas. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? And once again, Roy pays Jonas a visit and tells him maybe he should slow down a little and let life kind of pass him by, but Jonas still won't stand for it.
When you start letting life pass you by, that's the day you start to die.
Get busy living or get busy dying. That's goddamn right.
Jonas tells Roy that his batshit crazy wife isn't treating him like a husband. She's treating him like a pet. To which Roy suggests that maybe the two of you should sit down and have a little heart-to-heart and get down to the root of the problem. Jonas goes to have a little heart-to-heart with his wife, but things don't go as planned. Later, we see Jonas lose his cool on one of Anita's sweet fur babies. The feline gives Jonas the slip and leaves him wet around the collar. Jonas finally hits his breaking point when he gets into the shower, only to discover that Anita turned the tub into a koi pond. The next day, Jonas tells Anita that he's found the perfect hobby. Later, we see Jonas back down in the basement where he's making room for his new pastime. Then we cut to the backyard where we see Anita and Roy having a little chat, where Anita tells Roy that Jonas has really been happy these last 2 weeks. After Anita's animals start coming up missing, she heads down to the basement to ask Jonas if he's seen any of her furry missing friends.
Jonas is out back. I just heard him.
Then Jonas lets his lovely wife in on his grisly new hobby.
He's a prize in my collection. Part of my new hobby, taxidermy.
Anita's terrified after discovering Jonas has turned Dog Jonas into Robo Canine. She then freaks out and begins frantically searching the rest of the house for her remaining pets. Her search leads her down into the basement where she catches Jonas having a little fun with his new hobby. Isn't that how COVID started? So Jonas shows off his new handiwork, and it looks like his cheese has finally started to slide off his cracker.
What do you think?
Jonas is about to start stuffing Mew Mew like Thanksgiving turkey.
Now we skewer the turkey.
But Anita clubs Jonas in the head with the old gold-plated retirement hammer before he can get the deed done.
Going to kill that cat.
Nina, no!
Later, we're back upstairs where we see that Roy has come to pay Anita and Jonas a little visit to see how things are going.
He's really slowed down and learned how to enjoy life. He's much happier.
We then see that Anita gave Jonas a little taste of his own medicine. Well, horror freaks, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed tonight's tale of domestic dread and animal antics. Proof that not all hobbies are harmless, wouldn't you say? Once again, thank you for joining me here at the Emporium of Dread, where the shadows are endless and the chills are eternal. If you're craving more fright-filled content like this, don't forget to hit the like button to help me spread the channel faster than a plague of rats. And if you would, please subscribe and ring the undead life out of the bell so you never miss a ghoulish episode. And as always, keep the lights low and stay stiff.